Oh, I'm live. Hey, everybody. All right, so today I want to share some of my new wave paintings. Been really diving into this series. It's super fun. I love making these works. So I want to share some of my new ones and also one of my old ones, which is the Aquarius Surfer. So let's start with some of the new guys. Getting into the darkness, the nighttime wave paintings. This one in particular, it's a little bit hard to see on this camera actually, but it is a neon green wave. And this one is inspired specifically by an experience of surfing at nighttime under the full moon with bioluminescence in the water. This is an experience that I will never forget. It was like, I mean, literally fluorescent, glowing green whitewash on the waves. Whenever you would take a paddle stroke, it was like you were in a video game or something because there was fluorescent green tracers on your paddle strokes. And you could see these trails of neon behind the other surfers. I was surfing one of these times with my brother-in-law, Daniel, and I saw him duck dive through a wave through the bioluminescence, and it was like an X-ray wave that he dove through. Really magical time. So this is a reference to some of those experiences. The bright, glowing green waves of bioluminescence. And I've been doing a lot of these hexagon backgrounds. It's partially a shout out to the bees, the honeycomb, and the structure of life. The hexagon is a really, really special shape. And one of the things I like to think about is that it is a geometric compromise between the circle and the square. So I like that a lot. A lot more hexagon symbolism to get into, but not really the point of this video. I'm going to get into these other works. So that one is the bioluminescence piece. This one is all done, which is awesome. I was like, you know what? They don't all need to be complicated. They don't all need to have rainbow colors and endless detail. You can just keep it simple. So this one is an octahedron with the moonlit wave. This one is titled Moonlit Hydrodynamics. And that's what it is. Simple as that. The octahedron is one of the platonic solids. It's a form that is made up of 8 sides, all of which are equilateral triangles. And platonic solids are basically some of the most simple three-dimensional shapes you find in geometry. So as you move from 2 dimensions to 3 dimension, you find these regular convex shapes, which are called the platonic solids. They are said to have sort of this elemental and mystical quality because they are, at a simple and literal level, the early stage building blocks of life. And you can find them through exploring sacred geometry. So with the work of sacred geometry, you take the world of form from the 2 dimensions into the 3 dimensions, with the tetrahedron being the most simple 3-dimensional regular form. So a lot of these are moon waves, and it's inspired by the push and pull of the tides in relation to the moon. So kind of a feminine watery quality to these pieces, although the waves are also have this intense power and size. That is one of the qualities of the feminine, especially when you look at the ocean. All right, so into some sunset action. And this one is called the Sri Yantra wave. And the Sri Yantra here is one of the sacred patterns. It is said to be the most powerful manifestation mandala in existence, and I believe partially because it is the union of the masculine and the feminine. upwards facing triangles represent the masculine principle, while the downward facing triangles represent the feminine principle. The union of these two principles, these two opposites, is what brings life into form, especially human life. So it's a very powerful manifestation mandala. This one is sold already. It's going to my friend Andrew up in Nevada City, California. So thank you, brother man. I appreciate the support. And yeah, here that is. I have kind of a similar one here if you like the sunset vibes. This one has more of the hexagon background and a little bit more of the gold showing perhaps. But similar theme, the Sri Yantra mandala superimposed on the hexagons, once again expressing this geometric structure as well as the manifestation power of the union of masculine and feminine principles. And finally, I have this one here. This is, oh, I like how it looks in that light. I love using these metallic paints because they really do catch the light in a magical way, and they change a lot depending on which angle you're looking at the work from. It's the same with these fluorescent neon colors. I like to use those a lot too. So that is fluorescent green, downward facing triangles. So again, it is the emphasis on this feminine energy, the divine feminine, the Mother Earth, and as well as Mama Ocean. So we have the power of the moon and the wave, as well as the Sri Yantra mandala and the emphasized downward facing feminine triangles, all on top of the intergalactic hexagon grid. So that's what that is. These are one of a new series that I'm doing. If you follow any of my social medias, you know I've been making a ton of these wave paintings. They're super fun to make, and there's endless variation that you can play with. These 5 that I just showed you are all 11 by 14 acrylic and aerosol on canvas, and they're going for just under $500. So if you're interested in one of those, go ahead and claim it quick, because they go. Other than that, I do payment plans for those. So if you don't have however much it is, $469 or so, to pay all in one lump sum, I'm happy to have people pay me over the course of 6 months or a year or even a couple of years, whatever works for you. I would much rather have the art on your walls, have people who want it enjoying the artwork, than to have a studio overflowing with expensive artworks. Yeah, so hit me up if you're interested in that. You can message me here on Facebook, on Instagram. I'm pretty easy to find with my name, Alec Fall Hamilton. Finally, I'm going to show you this one more piece, which is the Aquarius Surfer piece. So this is a concept I've been exploring about how do these connect with the zodiac signs. And I was out in the ocean doing what I do, surfing on the waves, and oftentimes when you're out in the ocean, you run into these various wave metaphors. And I was thinking about the sign of Aquarius and what other symbols it could be represented by. And I thought, oh wow, here I am very literally embodying it, because the Aquarius is a surfer. So Aquarius is somebody who sees the wave from the past, and they catch it in the present time, and they ride it into the future. So it's this awareness of the elements, but also the natural tides, the progression of cultures and societies, as well as the waves of nature. So I really like this galactic surfer with his black interstellar body. It's almost as though you can see through him in his eternity. So I'm going to be playing with more of those, putting some of these intergalactic surfers onto these geometric waves. This one also, being an Aquarius surfer, has the planet Uranus here. which the modern designation, the modern planetary rulership for Aquarius is Uranus, although the traditional rulership is Saturn. So if you have Aquarius rising in your birth chart, like I do, it means in the traditional sense that you actually have a Saturn-ruled birth chart as opposed to a Uranus-ruled birth chart. I don't want to get too astrological on you here, just throwing out a little bit of that info. So that's the symbol for Uranus and Aquarius. One more piece of information about that is the symbol, or that is the planet that represents revolutionary change. So the reason why is because Saturn is the furthest out planet that we could see with the naked eye. So upon the invention of the telescope, we discovered these new planets. And so Uranus was a paradigm-shattering discovery because it expanded our solar system. So it represents that concept of revolutionary change and old orders being broken down or destroyed. Sudden, intense transformations. It's also connected with lightning and electricity. So that's part of the reason why Aquarius, with its modern rulership as Uranus, is connected with those revolutionary changes. Saturn, on the other hand, is representative of restriction and limits and time, and kind of like let's say the realistic limitations of matter and time. So it's interesting to see how Aquarius as a sign kind of has a way of embodying the two of those different things in the modern time. At least that's what I'm seeing. So, so yeah, this is my Aquarius surfer. This guy, I would have to get out a calculator to calculate the price, but it's probably somewhere between $200 or $300, something along those lines. So if you'd like to claim this guy, same thing as before, just send me a message and I will send it right out to you. All right, everybody. That is all for today. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time. Peace.